The Jim and Terry Show talking about tariffs and Trump. TNT.
Yeah, I'm telling you flat out. 100% tariff.
Unless?
But if you can immediately, within 1 month, build your plant in America,
In 1 month.
or at least have a plant, then there's no tariffs. But you better build those things here. In Taiwan, you're getting nailed with 100% tariff. That's all of our electronics.
Taiwan. All the chips.
All of our electronics.
Unbelievable. So when we talk
And
about
all missiles and everything too, by the way.
when we talk about the tariff wars, we talk about the global impact of an unhinged idiot in the White House.
Yeah, he likes power over reason.
Well, let's bring it home and start with Canada, and then we'll broaden out and go global if there's anything that you've heard. Have you heard? I know Dominic LeBlanc came back last weekend. I haven't heard that they've gone back. He said there was a call. Carney was going to call Trump. I'm not sure if Carney went to the White House, so I'm a little unsure where Canada stands, except that we have not got a deal, and 35% is the deal that Trump said.
Yeah, leave it there. That means the Americans are going to have to pay it.
It doesn't really matter because we have the Canada, U.S., Mexico deal
for 1 more year.
For 1 more year.
But you see, it was Doug Ford that just put out a warning either today or yesterday. He said, I do not trust them.
No.
They're going to pull the rug out from under us in a year. And I agree, and I think everybody in the world feels the same way.
Exactly.
So you wanted isolation in the United States, you're going to get isolation. And you may prosper. You may be the greatest place on earth to be. You may be the Vegas of Vegases. By the way, Vegas's tourism's down. Apparently Americans aren't going there. So America, you're going to have to start going to all the places Canadians, Europeans, and everybody else went.
The rest of the world
You're
went.
going to have to go there. So with all of these tariffs and everything, I said it to you earlier that if Trump is right, if this all works out, I still don't like the guy. I do not like his policies, and I don't like what America's becoming, because we still got to remember, as what's his face said, we still have the richest man in the world, who now Trump thinks is off the rails, starving to death the poorest. And now they're going to be destroying all kinds of birth control that would usually go over to one of these poor countries. I'll just destroy it.
And burn your crops.
Burn it all, other than give it to the poor. Do you really think God's going to sit back and and I know you're not into that, but I am.
What kind of world is it when you would rather burn the crops than give them away?
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of world is it where you would rather, and I heard it was regarding STDs or STIs, there was a deal to sell condoms to third world countries.
Yeah.
And you would rather
burn them.
Destroy them.
Just destroy them. Oh, and those countries collapsed, those factories collapsed because they were depending on the services you set up as a generous country. Now you're not generous. They don't have anybody to sell 1.5 gazillion condoms to, so they got to let everybody go. And on and on and on it goes.
The ripple effect is unbelievable. And this is in the realm of what has been known in geopolitics as soft power. It's not the military. It's not the size of your Raptors or your Su-27s or whatever the models are that we're comparing. We're not talking about bombs and weapons and missiles and number of tanks and blah, blah, blah. We're talking about your ability to show leadership and your values. This is Carney's book, value with apostrophe brackets around the S. We show what we believe by the policies we pass. Yeah. And that's got me hooked on Carney back in 2021 when the book came out, and that's where I became a card-carrying member to vote him in, and I want to get behind this guy and his vision, and I am thrilled to death with what Carney's saying. But the opposite, it's the inverse in the United States. You've got a corrupt politician. You've got a criminal in office. There's a Randy Stonehill line from way back in, I'm going to say, 1993, 92. They're putting criminals in office because it's way too crowded in the jails. Now, throw a Canadian connection. There's Canadian companies that are bidding on supplying personnel and building some of these private for-profit jails in the United States, including some of the more notorious ones in the southern states and the Alcatraz or whatever they call it.
They're building a Speedway one.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
They're going to give them these crazy names to make it sound like America.
They're concentration camps, Terry, is what they are.
Yes.
They're concentration camps all across the United States.
You've heard them making the inmates, because they're not, I mean, they've been rounded up, but there's no charges on them. So what do you call these people who've been wrongfully rounded up? There's no charges.
If you go into, and I have some idea of the private, I sold to private institutions, prison institutions in the United States. And here's part of the problem there. They need people to do the manufacturing. So this is perfect for them. You just round up people with no charges. And while they're there, they will build the desks.
They will do the labor.
They will build the uniforms. They will build the cutting boards or whatever it is they build at 75 cents an hour or something like that, or a day.
So
is
that the plan to rebuild America? Is to on forced labor?
America's private institutions down there, huge. What they do is their inmates work in the factory. Their factory. You talk about sweat houses.
So it is slave labor.
It's slave labor. Yes, that's what it is now. That's what it has been for 20 or whatever years that I remember, because I went down there.
Yes.
I met with the people.
Right.
That's what it is down there now. Now under Trump, they're just simply saying, all right, we'll just fill your jails and you'll be able to make more desks. And that's what they did, because a lot of the things that I was trying to sell them, they were manufacturing themselves down there. And so that's exactly what it is. We need more employees. Go out and get them.
So
this is perfect. Just round them up with the new Trump regime. You don't need to have any charges. You're just Hispanic. Or Hispanic.
The color of your skin.
Just the color of your skin.
The tattoo on your arm.
And it is slave labor. You're right. They are sweat houses. That's what they are. And I've been there. Not as an inmate.
One of the things that bothers me is, we talk about a biblical metaphor is the stink of injustice in the nostrils of God.
Yeah.
I love that, because there's nothing that grates me. Maybe it's the Libra of my birth sign, the scales of justice. Yeah. When it tips, because somebody put their thumbs or their fingers or their foot, their boot, their jackboot on that, and tip the scale for injustice. Who is defending the poor, the orphans, the widows?
Look how blatant it is. We'll just take the Epstein thing again. Sorry, folks, but that's where we'll go. Right now, the top people within the Justice Department in the United States under Trump, actually Trump's lawyer, went and interviewed
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Interviewed her, and they have tapes of her interviewing. She's told the truth. Remember her lawyer? She just told the truth. Well, she's been convicted and absolutely did not tell the truth on anything. So we already know what's on those tapes. It is Trump he may have been here. I don't know. We went to Mar-a-Lago because Jeffrey just wanted to hobnob with the great people on the earth, and Trump, he figured, was one of the best, if not the best, maybe God on the earth. And so we wanted to be there. But no, Trump never, ever went to the island. And I think he was on the plane, but I think he wanted to buy it. I think Epstein was shown, that's what's going to come out.
Yeah.
You know it as well as I do.
Yeah.
That's the finger on the scale of justice.
Yeah.
For her testimony, she gets to go from a maximum security to minimum, which has to actually hire more guards now that she's been put in a cushy place. It's actually called Club Fed. I mean, you can just what are the photographer guys? Paparazzi. Thank you. Paparazzis can film people there. That's how the security is, how low it is. She's going to get that, and I think we mentioned it already on a show.
Yeah.
She's going to have that place until she's pardoned. And that pardon can come within the next 3 years. But she's going to have that cushy place. This is the scale being tipped by Trump to keep those names on that list from ever being published.
This is the stink of injustice that is an offense to the nostrils of the divine. And I agree with that. And I don't know how you turn it over. I mean, the latest song from Wigmore Allen Gibbons is Light the Lanterns. Time. You've got a revolution. I'm not hoping it's violent, but I am thinking people got to get off their posteriors and vote, become supportive of people, and find politicians who embrace what you value and vote for them. And
I
if,
think
if it's a
our-
Republican, I have some words for you. They're not pleasant ones, because there are no two parties in the United States.
I think Kearney said he'll meet. I think the latest is he'll meet with Trump when it's reasonable.
Yeah, when there is something to be had.
Yeah.
But we're not going to sell ourselves down the river.
And we shouldn't. I mean, we're going to have to suffer. The prices are up. So we're already going to suffer. But, we never did talk about the bourbon crisis. There's a crisis in the United States. Part of that's due to Canada.
Whoa, Canadians. That takes us to Charlie Angus. Let's go to the bourbon crisis
in
next.
Mexico, in
The Jim and
Mexico.
Terry Show,
We're going to
signing off
Mexico.
with a bourbon. Bye-bye for now.
Let me
I don't wanna carry this load no more. I don't wanna carry this load. Though the sweat of my brow and the toil of my hands has got me so far into this promised land.